Society is on the brink of collapse as the economy gets worse. Guys, when we look at the state of the economy, we can see that things are not going to improve anytime soon. It is a miserable situation. U.S. labor market rebalancing, economy slowing further. So the numbers actually were pretty bad this month. The number of Americans filing new claims for jobless benefits fell last week, unwinding nearly half of the jump at the start of the month, consistent with a gradually cooling labor market. Other data on Thursday suggested the economy lost further momentum early in the second quarter as the delayed effects of the Federal Reserve's hefty interest rate hikes start to have a bigger impact. Single family home building fell for the second straight month in April, and permits for future construction hit a 8-month low. Output at factories unexpectedly fell. The economy is losing momentum in the face of restrictive monetary policy, said Sal Qatari, a senior economist at BMO Capital Markets. Initial claims for state unemployment benefits dropped 10,000 to a seasonally adjusted 222,000 for the week ending March 11th. The Labor Department said economists polled by Reuters had forecast 220,000 claims in the latest week. Claims raised to an 8-month high in the prior week. Unadjusted claims decreased 13,325 to 196,725. Claims in New York tumbled 9,442, almost reversing a prior surge, which is state attributed to layoffs in transportation and warehousing, accommodations and food services, as well as education service industries. There were significant drops in filings in Illinois and Indiana, more than offsetting a notable rise in Florida. The number of people receiving benefits after initial week of aid, a proxy for firing, increased 13,000 to seasonally adjusted 1.794 million during the week ending May 4th. Guys, there's some serious hardship coming to the United States. Something very interesting that's happening right now is Congress is actually looking to push a lot of people off food stamps. So basically, they are spending almost $1 trillion a year on Social Security, and that number is going to skyrocket in the coming years as the economy gets worse and more of the baby boomers retire. The last of the baby boomers they're basically going to be able to file for Social Security very soon. It's just the reality of it. The last of them are going to turn I believe it's 65 in 2029. So they're all headed. They're basically all headed for retirement, and it's pretty gnarly. It is really, really gnarly. They will all be able to file for unemployment very soon in just a couple of short years, and they're all going to file for Social Security. Many of them already know what's going on, so a lot of them are going to file for early Social Security, and that is a major hardship on the economy. That you look at things such as defense spending and everything else. The U.S. is not able to keep up with its interest payments on the massive amounts of debt that it has. They're going to have to raise taxes. They're going to have to make cuts. They're already planning on cutting food stamps, making it harder for able-bodied people to get access to food stamps. I want you guys to understand that this impacts women much more than it impacts men, because food stamps for men is just a bonus. If we can get our hands on an EBT card, it's like that's just a bonus for us. But for women, on the other hand, these are social safety net programs that are very difficult to live without. A lot of these women don't even have $7, well, $15 for an Uber. They're living entirely off the SIP economy, and the SIP economy is transitioning entirely overseas right now. I had a post from Mayumi. There was a comment Mayumi made on one of my videos, and she basically said that, where we're headed right now, women are going to soon be begging for the very same thing that they call toxic. And there was a football player recently, I won't say his name, who gave a commencement speech, and he talked about the need for men in the home and how fatherless homes were destroying Western society, and the need for mothers to be in the home as well, raising children. And he was condemned. He was absolutely condemned for this speech. They want him fired. A lot of female celebrities, politicians are coming out condemning him for this. And there's the crazy thing. It's like I said, we're dealing with people who are functionally insane at best. You cannot have a reality where you're condemning men and saying that men need to basically, you know, basically men are the problem, men are toxic, masculinity is toxic, fathers are toxic, mothers go girl, and then you want strong men to come in and save you from a crisis. Most men don't have a dog in the fight today. I've said this plenty of times. Okay? You look at Western society and men have been robbed they've been robbed of the family unit, they've been robbed of their country, they have responsibilities without authority. That's a responsibility without authority. That's slavery. Giving one group special privileges while another group gets special punishments. That's slavery. And that's basically what men in Western society have been offered. And men are walking away as best they can from Western society. And you can see that the state is very, very petrified over what's happening with men because men are abandoning society in droves. And now the state is going to great lengths to monitor men because men are dropping out of society. Men are staying at home and living simple lives of comfort, simple lives of luxury. And I've said this countless times that the average man can live happily in a shoebox at the side of the road. You know, women don't do well on their own. Women don't comprehend this, that women were never designed to live without a husband. It was never, they were not designed to survive without a man. But you have to remember something, that over throughout history, 80% of women reproduced, while only 30% of men reproduced, which means that only a small percentage of men were reproducing well into even the 1800s. This change only shifted during the Industrial Revolution, specifically after WW2, where men were told that, okay, everyone will be able to get a wife. We're going to have, productivity in society. We're going to have we're going to have a balanced society. And if you as a man help to build a country, you'll have a wife, you'll have a home, you'll have a white picket fence. They were sold a lie. They were sold the American dream. And the silent generation, they were able to take full advantage of that. The baby boomers were able to take full advantage of that, and they pillaged everything. If you look at Social Security, starting in the 1980s, initially Social Security worked out fine, but then Reagan began tapping in to Social Security and using it for their spending, basically saying, okay, well, we're going to go into the Social Security fund, we're going to borrow from it, and we'll replace the money later on. And they never did. And they kept on borrowing from it for decades, for generation after generation. Clinton took from it, Bush took from it. They all pillaged it. The boomers pillaged Social Security, and now they want everyone else to pay for it. It's hilarious. The millennials are broke. Gen Z is basically concluded that they have no future, so they're just going to pester society. Gen Alpha, they're going to be a large prison population. They speak Ebonics as the generation. That's their love language. And Gen X is basically kind of like, yeah, man, life goes on. Life goes on. Gen X is a sleeper generation. Gen X will just walk. Gen X is they're the original walk away kids. They're built for this. All right. That's something that Gen X is built for this. Gen X is built for this BS. Totally built for this BS. Don't expect Gen X to come and save society. Gen X is more like F society. All right. Like, don't forget that Gen X was the first they were the first NW. They were NWA before MWA. Don't ever forget that. All right. All right. Men with attitudes. I'm just putting it out there. So Gen X was built for the BS. 100% built for the BS. We are on the brink of society is on the brink of collapse. The economy is not going to improve. The economy is in the pooper scooper. It is a terrible thing. It's in a terrible place. And we just have to acknowledge it right now. We absolutely do. We have to acknowledge that society is not going to come back from this anytime soon. It's not going to come back. We're going to basically end up with, a new slave class, basically people who are desperately poor for survival, like the desperate poor, the stinkingly rich and the desperate poor. And the smartest move you can make right now is to basically get into cryptocurrency. I have my crypto courses that are going to be coming online for you again. They're all there. And learn cryptocurrency, learn how to access state benefits, private benefits. I have my courses for you because there's a lot of things you guys need to learn how to do so that you can survive and thrive. I've warned you for years. I've been screaming and hollering like a madman. I don't want to sound like Alex Jones, but I've been almost pleading with you, and I don't have to. I need to, that shows that I still care a little bit, and I need to get rid of that because I've been begging you guys for years. It doesn't do anything for me. I don't benefit from it personally. Begging you guys to get your passport, have your passport. Please expedite it. Do not, under any circumstance, try to do it the other way around. Or like, okay, well, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I've got time to wait. I'm just gonna spend the basic fee. And then some of you are like angry. I should have listened to you. It's been like 5 months. I don't have my passport. Yeah, yet. I'm like, yeah, dude. That's what you get. Because you basically go in a queue with all the other brokies, and you're gonna sit there, and they don't give a damn about your application. That's why you paid for it. That's why you pay for an expedited passport. Even when you pay for the expedited passport, it's still gonna take you a while. It's still gonna take a while. All right. At least you'll get yours in 6 months versus someone who's still waiting a year from now to get theirs. Don't play games with that. Always have your passport available. I'm gonna go and renew my passport very, very soon. I'm just being honest with you. Gonna renew my passport very soon because it's important that I do it. It's important that I do it and that I have it available at all times because it's the reality of it. It's the reality where you don't know what's going to happen. There's the American dream was always an American nightmare, and people were asleep so they didn't realize it. Guys, don't forget I have another channel called Angry where I discuss gaming, anime, geek stuff, nerd stuff, real world stuff, and whatever else interests me. There's a link to inscription in the video. Go check it out. Subscribe to the channel, support my work. And if you're enjoying the content on the Angry Guy channel, you want even more of this content, head over to the Men Walking Away channel. It's linked in the description of the video. And go check it out. Enjoy the content. Guys, what do you think regarding all of this? Society is on the brink of collapse. The economy is busted and it's not coming back. Let me know your thoughts and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA and walking away. And cheers.